If you're still talking about dub versus sub in Big 26, you genuinely need to grab a couple of strings, make a tight bed around your ceiling fan, and do absolutely nothing. Dub versus sub has been a long debate since maybe 2020. Before anime became mainstream, people were arguing over if you want to hear people in Japanese or in English. And I am here to tell you this right now. It does not matter. If you are bullying somebody, if you don't talk to somebody because they are watching dub versus sub, I'm going to keep it a buck. You're a loser and you probably have no friends. This both sides are pretty valid arguments. If you want to watch sub because you feel like it has more emotion because those are the original voices and you want to feel it in the heart, you want to understand how it actually sounded before some random person talked on the internet about. Random person covered it themselves. That is completely valid, and you are valid for watching subtitles. You are completely valid for that. If you want to watch English because you don't feel like looking at the subtitles every 30 seconds because you have a life and you don't want to just look at the subtitles, but you actually want to hear while you're doing something else. First of all, your attention span is fried. And second of all, that is valid too. If you want to hear somebody talk in your language, that is okay. You want to hear somebody and be able to understand them, that is okay. And there is nothing wrong with that. I don't know why you guys want to call somebody out or say that they're a fake anime fan or say that they're a LARPer for watching dub over sub. I watch sub. I feel like sub sounds better. A lot of animes have good dub. Naruto has good dub. Um, what other animes have good dub? I think JoJo had a couple good dub too. Season 3 dub was trash, but some of the dub was season 2 sub dub was pretty good. Point is, some animes have good sub, some animes have good dub, but it does not matter what sub or dub you watch, especially when Squid Games was going on. People were getting angry at people for watching the English Netflix version over the Korean version on the internet. Now, you might say, oh my God, it was originally made in Korean. Originally, people wanted to experience it in Korean. That is how you should experience it because that is how it was intended to be put out. But that is a dumbass argument. If there is literally a job for people to translate it and put it into other native speaking languages, what the fuck is wrong with you? You are an idiot. That is literally how it is intended. Okay, it is intended to be taken in different ways for different people. If I am illiterate, right? If I am illiterate, I don't want to read. Maybe I never went to school. Maybe I had to work a job and have to provide for my family because I wasn't born in a good environment. So while yes, I can read, I don't want to read because I just want to understand their English version. Am I a retard for doing that statement? I just want you to answer that question. Am I a retard for putting it in dub over sub? No. Everybody is completely valid in whatever path they take. This shouldn't be a debate. This shouldn't be a conversation. You don't need to hear somebody speak in a Japanese voice in order to truly understand a anime. While you might like it better if maybe you did put in that time to watch it in a Japanese voice, because some of those subs be really good. Does that still make you a LARPer? No. The only thing that makes you a LARPer is when you come on the internet and you start just, oh my God, I love Attack on Titan. Oh my God, Attack on Titan is my favorite anime of all time. And then you don't know five characters. You only can name me Eren, Mikasa, Armin, Levi, and that's it. If I tell you to name me a single other character, you're done. That's what a LARPer is. Watching dub is not a LARPer. You want to know why? Because they still understand the story. They still know what's going on. I'd rather somebody watch dub than come on here, watch some sub, and since they watch sub and they weren't paying attention and they just only read a couple subtitles, because let's be honest, with this new generation, everybody is on their phones. Everybody is on their phones. Everybody is doom scrolling. Nobody has any consideration for time. So they just want to doom scroll. They want to talk to their girlfriends. They want to talk to their friends. Instead of watching the anime, instead of putting the time to watching the movie, they are on their phones. I know you guys have a friend. I know you guys have a dad, a mom, a grandmom, whatever you guys have in your lives. And you have seen this happen firsthand. You put on a movie and Mid movie, they just start pulling out their phone, talking. Oh my God, I'm looking. They're not looking. They're looking at their phone and they're just multitasking. Now, I want you to ask me, who is going to understand the story better? The guy who was on his phone or the guy who was having dub on? Obviously, the guy who was having dub on, because I'm not gonna just put the sub guy at a disadvantage. We can put both of these people at a advantage. We can both say they are both looking at their phone, while the dub guy has to constantly look up, take in the information. This is literally taught to you in school. If you are multitasking something, you are not going to remember it better. When you are fully focusing on something, your brain is going to remember it better, right? But even still, you doing a quick glance at something and reading it will automatically, you'll be reading it wrong. You won't be understanding the story. When you just are not doing a glance at all and you're just hearing it through your brain while you're scrolling on your phone, yes, you're still not going to understand a lot of it. But due to actually hearing it, due to actually having not to look up every 10 seconds and multitask even more, you are going to understand it more than a sub individual. Now, obviously, not all subs and dubs are doom scrolling addicts who don't watch don't pay attention to the shows they're watching. But you can't come out here and say that they are a LARPer, because they are not LARPers. You are not fake fans, and you are not an idiotic retard. 'Cause that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. You're not an idiotic retard for watching dub. Did we get that out the clear? Or is that okay? Does everybody understand that dub is okay to watch? Can we stop? This is like the Android versus iPhone debate. Why do you care? This is a simple question I have for everybody. Why do you care? If I want to goon all day, if I want to walk outside and just be blasting my music, but you can't hear it. You can't hear it. But you might think, oh my God, he's going to get kidnapped. He has no awareness of his surroundings. Why do you care? Unless I am involving you, unless I am genuinely antagonizing you. Let's say, give you that same example. Let's say I was blasting my music, but instead of it being blasted in my ears, it's blasted all around me. I'm carrying around a Bluetooth speaker and walking around like I own the place. Now you could come and tweak out. Hey, your music is shit. I don't want to hear your music. Turn that shit off. And I'm gonna be like, who are you talking to? Blah, 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 blah. And we're gonna box. Is that okay? Yes. I am involving you. Right. But that anime guy who wants to watch dub, he is not involving you at all. He is in his room, staying to himself, not bothering anybody. So why are you mentally hurt? Why are you so caved in and destroyed, as if you are deeply attacked by somebody not watching Japanese? Like, that is your culture. I would understand maybe if you are Japanese, maybe if you wanted to watch anime because it reminded you of your home culture, right? That would be understandable. But most people who watch anime, it is in the Western stream. Anime is in the Western and it is in Europe. Those two areas are where anime is most popular. So people who get on the internet and usually dog on people for not watching sub and they instead watch dub are usually Americans or Europeans, and culture has no impact on any of them. So why are you so mad about somebody who doesn't care about it? They're not Japanese. They're not Japanese. I'm not saying you need to be Japanese to watch anime, but that's what dub is for. You can watch the Japanese version, yes, but it's for the people who don't want to do that. It's supposed to be fun. You could say this about games. You could say this about reading. You could say this about anything. In this newer generation, people don't know how to have fun anymore. That's it. Life is supposed to be beautiful. When that guy wakes up, he doesn't care about watching sub. He just wants to do what makes him happy, and dub makes him happy. Why are you trying to stop that? Same with mangas, right? Listen. Some people want to read mangas. People will get mad at them. Oh my God, read a book. Oh my God, read a light novel. You're a LARPer. Oh my God, it's his life. He doesn't need to read a book. If he wants to read a manga, let him read a manga. Same with manhwas, Korean manhwas. People hate on manhwas. I even hate on manhwas myself. Manhwas are some of the worst shit on planet Earth. The stories are basic. Now, I've been reading some good ones, Hand Jumper, you know, I forgot the rest of them. I forgot the rest. We're gonna come back to this, but I've been reading some. Some of them are decent, but most of them are pretty trash, mainly due to solo leveling. But if that guy wants to read, as long as he's not getting on the internet and saying solo leveling is better than Naruto, then okay, his take is valid. Why? Because he's number one, he's not imposing it on others. Number two, he's not bothering anyone. He starts bothering people when he gets on the internet and says that solo leveling is better than Dragon Ball. And actually, that's debatable. Solo leveling is better. Okay, it's not debatable. It's not debatable. It's not debatable. Solo Leveling is not better than Dragon Ball. Like, even though Dragon Ball doesn't have that much of a story, it's not better than Dragon Ball. But when he gets on the internet and that's when he tries to put his point out to the world, that's when you can start dunking on somebody because they're asking to be dunked on. The person who's staying in his room wants to reading mangas instead of books, wants to read manhwas instead of manga because, oh my god, manhwas are trash. To read manga, he's not bothering anyone. Same with dub or sub. It's not bothering you. And if you're mad about it, you're a LARPer. You are the real problem of the anime community. Animes are supposed to be fun. You coming on the internet, ruining other people's day, putting them out of the anime genre, and constantly making it so they don't want to ever watch anime ever again. You're the problem, not them. That's all I have to say for this. Like, hopefully none of you guys are anything like that. Like, please don't be a fucking retard. Ooh, I can't say that word. That's a slur. That is a slur. Please don't be a fucking idiot. God fucking damn. Goodbye, guys. Love you guys, and have a good day.